This
So,
conference will now be recorded.
okay.
Okay, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining the City of Kingston's Heritage Area Commission at our monthly meeting. Today is Wednesday, October 28th, 2020. My name is Suzanne Cahill. I'm the Planning Director and organizer for our virtual meeting. Before we begin our meeting, we would like to go over a few meeting guidelines to help navigate the system as efficiently and respectfully as possible. We ask that members of the public and the press remain muted and off camera for the length of the meeting. As the organizer, I reserve the right to mute anyone who unmutes themselves. Commission members and city staff will control their own mute button. Good practice would be to mute yourself if you are not speaking to avoid background noise and feedback. If a commissioner or staff wishes to speak, they will raise their hand. The chairperson will call on them before they speak by stating their name clearly for our audio listeners and transcript recording. All of our meetings are recorded. Both video and written transcriptions will be made available to the public on the city's website at a later date. In lieu of public speaking during the monthly meeting, we requested all comments to be received by 2 p.m. on Monday, October 26, 2020. No comments have been received. All meeting materials, applications, supporting documentation, written comments may be found on the city website by going to www.kingston-ny.gov, and on the homepage, scroll down to the bottom. Under meetings, where you see the Heritage Area Commission listed, click the link for the agenda and you will find a universal hyperlink for all the information. If at any time you have an audio issue, send a text message to the following number, 845-443-0416. I will repeat this number again, but be aware that phone calls will not be answered during the meeting. Again, the number to text is 845-443-0416. As the organizer for today's meeting, I reserve the right to lock and pause the meeting to eject anyone who has behaved inappropriately or to enter into attorney-client conference if needed. On behalf of the commission, I wish to thank everyone for their continued patience during this unique time and wish you and your family good health. I now turn the floor over to Chairman Hayes Clement to call the meeting to order.
Thank you, Sue. I'm Hayes Clement. I'm the chairman of the Heritage Area Commission. Seeing as how we have a quorum and it is now 6:37, I will call to order this meeting. First order of business, and as with all things, if you are making a motion, please identify yourself, and if you are seconding the motion, please identify yourself. First order of business is adoption of the minutes of our October 1st, 2020 meeting. Has everyone had a chance to look at those? Do I hear a motion to adopt the minutes of the August 1st, 2020 meeting?
So moved, Dean Barnes.
Dean Barnes, do I hear a second?
Second, Bonnie Howland.
Second by Bonnie Howland. Motion on the floor. Any discussion of the minutes? Any recommended changes? Hearing none, I will call for a roll call vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland.
Aye.
Michael Del Priore.
Aye.
Dean Barnes.
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Thank you. First order of new business, 162 North Street, a proposal to renovate, including a new concrete sidewalk to match adjacent, 2 5x3 tree planters, a new 4-foot tall wood fence, alignment of garage, new reinforced concrete stairs. Applicant is HBYQOZB owner, and the presentation is going to be, I think, by Christina Ducharme Architecture. Christina, are you here? Or Carl, are you presenting this?
Both of them
I'm
are on.
I'm a project manager for KDA, and I'll be presenting the project today.
Okay, and could you just identify yourself for the record?
Zachary Hall.
Zachary, okay. So you want to walk us through what the proposal is?
Absolutely. So if you have the drawing in front of you, you see it's fairly simple. Starting with along North Street, we're looking to redo a portion of the sidewalk and driveway with new poured concrete because it's in disrepair. Adding a little planter to the street to soften it up. Adding a fence that is harkens back to the brickyards down the road because we are adding reclaimed brick to the piers of the fencing. And then we are replacing a dilapidated stair and turning it 90 degrees so it's a tad safer because right now it was emptying onto the street. And as we know, we have the Green Line and Empire State Trail coming through that way now. And then last but not least, we are to paint the building. And that should be the totality of the work that we're proposing.
The color for the entire building will be this Benjamin Moore Dragon's Breath.
Correct.
Okay. Trim everything.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions of Zachary by the commissioners?
Zachary, I have one question. On the EAF you presented, mentioned that there's some archaeology adjoining the site. And I was having a discussion with Ed Ford today, and he's the old city historian, if you recall, the very old city historian. And yeah, we were unable to quite identify that. And I was fumbling around looking for my Joe Diamond archaeo map, but it's somewhere, but I don't have it handy. So if you could identify that, that would be a great help. We were discussing pottery.
So thank you for the question. To be honest, what I do is I use the DEC EAF mapper that the state, and that spits out a partially complete application. And this is one of the fields that it fills out for me.
Right.
So I'm not
Right.
prepared. I don't know exactly why it flagged it, but if it's a concern or an issue, I'm more than happy to look into it.
It seems like it's not on your property. It looks like it's on, somewhere adjoining. I think this was for general interest. It wasn't like something that would stop your project or cause a dig or something. I don't think so.
Yeah. Great.
Any other questions of Zachary? Sue or Julie, this passes muster with the professional staff?
Yes, it does. It actually makes it a much cleaner project.
I agree. It looks nice.
Yeah.
Any other discussion or questions? First off, do I hear a motion to declare this a type 2 action under seeker?
So moved, Dean Barnes.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Michael Del Priore. It's a motion on the floor to declare this a type 2 action under seeker. Any discussion of that? Hearing none, I will call the roll call vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland.
Aye.
Michael Del Priore.
Aye.
Dean Barnes.
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Do I hear a motion to approve the renovation at 162 North Street as presented?
Motion by Bonnie.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
Second by Michael Del Priore. Any further discussion? Motion on the floor? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland.
Aye.
Michael Del Priore.
Aye.
Dean Barnes.
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you, Zachary.
Thank you very much.
Next item of business is 272 Wall Street. The proposal that AT&T can install 8 antenna within the steeple of the Old Dutch Church, along with supporting infrastructure to include on-grade concrete pad, generator, and landscape screening. George Centoir, Aerosmith Development applicant. George, are you here?
He is. I saw him come on before. George? There you are.
Yep, hello, everybody.
Hello. If you could walk us through what this is about. Is this replacing an existing antenna array?
No, so this is new. It includes, like it says, 8 antennas on the inside of the church and a little bit of associated equipment to help with the signal for the antennas. So that's all installed inside. There's 2 antennas per side of the steeple. So it's all inside, and the equipment to run to operate the site is all inside the basement of the church. And the only thing external is the backup generator, which is it's in the L of the church building outside. So like right in that corner, if you look at the drawings. So to kind of mitigate the look of it, we proposed some shrubbery and cedar trees around it. The planning board wanted us to close off the corner last week, which we had no problem with the drawings that you guys would have, which still show that. But and then the photo sims that we did would basically show what it would look like when it's done. I thought it turned out better than I expected to, because it seemed like it was pretty invisible from the street, from Fair Street and Main Street. So that is pretty much the extent of it. It's all internal, and really the only external piece is the generator. The generator is also it's a shared use with the church. So if there's some big power outage or something like that, and the church wants to use it to power anything in the building, they can do that as well.
Is this going to improve AT&T service uptown?
Correct. Yeah. So there's already service in that area, but it's really to strengthen the signal, because it's you might be able to get a call really easily outside, but if you go inside a shop or a store or a building, that's when the problem. So
Awesome.
That's the whole point.
All carriers or just AT&T?
That's just for AT&T.
Okay. But again,
There
the
could be
antenna,
some-
it's invisible. There's no change from the streetscape on the antenna. It's mostly just the hidden generator.
Correct. Yeah. So we asked our engineering company, Infinergy, can you do us? Can you make some sims for this? And they basically said you wouldn't be able to see it at all. So it's right behind the wooden louvers, and it's all dark in there inside the steeple, so you can't see anything. The louvers aren't changed or anything. The steeple's all wooden, so it actually works very well for RF signals to go through wood.
Any questions of George? No questions? Do I first hear a motion to declare this a type 2 action under seeker?
So move, Dean Barnes.
Do I hear a second?
This is unlisted.
Yes. This is an unlisted action, Hayes?
So it doesn't need a seeker declaration?
No, it does. You have to make a motion to accept it, recognize it as an unlisted action. And then the motion would recognize it not only as an unlisted action, but with a negative declaration of environmental significance.
Do I hear a motion to declare this an unlisted action under seeker with an environmental recommendation of negative declaration?
So move, Dean Barnes.
Do I hear a second?
Second, Bonnie Howland.
That motion is on the floor. Any further discussion of that? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland,
Aye.
Michael Del Priore,
Aye.
Dean Barnes,
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Next, do I hear a motion to approve the proposal to install 8 antenna by AT&T, including the on-grade concrete pad generator and landscape screening at the Old Dutch Church, 272 Wall Street?
Hayes, this is Sue. I would ask that you just amend your motion for approval to include the increased landscaping as recommended by the planning board, and also recognize that the planning board's approval and Landmarks Preservation Commission's approval, which will take place next week.
Okay, adding that, I so move. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Michael Del Priore. That motion as amended is on the floor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the roll call vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland,
Aye.
Michael Del Priore,
Aye.
Dean Barnes,
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you, George.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, everybody.
Next item of business is new signage at 52 Main Street. Arthur Hendon, applicant. Arthur, are you here? Arthur?
I don't.
Why don't we come back to this if he shows up? Next item of business is 39 Broadway, conversion of existing Mercantile to Mercantile Cafe and restoration of the original facade. Colors to be in kind, signage to come in the future. Anthony Sasso Rosie, applicant. Anthony, are you here?
Scott Dutton is here. Hayes.
Scott, if you want to walk us through this.
Sure. Most of you will know this location as the Skilly Pot building,
Mm-hmm.
the former Skilly Pot antique space. Anthony Sasso is a local guy, grew up in Saugerties, went away, worked in some of the top restaurants in New York City and on the West Coast. He's come home. He and his sister and his family want to open a old school market, Italian market cafe with some tables and seating. And Anthony stepped up to the plate and has proposed to restore the facade, removing the solid panels and restoring the original glass up there. So,
Could you explain the solid panels? So
if you look in the package, you'll see photographs of the existing condition today. You know, at one point there were transom windows,
right,
with a fret glass in them, and they were replaced. I'm not exactly sure when, but we uncovered some original photographs. Anthony's willing to make the investment to do that restoration, to bring that natural light back into the space and also to restore the facade.
With the colors to be the same for now.
For now, I mean, nobody's full candor. Nobody loves these colors, but
right.
A huge investment to repaint the entire facade. It's a new business. The landlord's not in a position to repaint the entire facade. So the thinking is that at this point in time, we do a freshen up.
Yeah.
Ground level. And once COVID's behind us and the business is established and hopefully doing well, that we can always come back and revisit that.
Yeah. The transom windows are a big improvement. Mm-hmm. Any questions of Scott? Any issues? Do I hear a motion to declare this a type 2 action under seeker?
So moved, Dean Barnes.
Do I hear a second?
Second,
Oh.
Bonnie Howland.
Bonnie Howland, second. Any further discussion of that? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland,
Aye.
Michael Del Priore,
Aye.
Dean Barnes,
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Do I hear a motion to approve the conversion of the facade to include the new transom windows as presented by Scott Dutton for 39 Broadway with signage to be discussed later?
Dean Barnes. Aye. Make the motion.
Dean Barnes makes a motion. Do I hear a second?
Aye.
Michael Del Priore. Motion on the floor. Is any further debate? Hearing none, I'll call for the roll. I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland,
Aye.
Michael Del Priore,
Aye.
Dean Barnes,
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks. I'm sticking around for the next one.
Got it. Next item of business is 243 Fair Street, also known as 38 Main Street. The proposal is to install a temporary pergola structure for outdoor dining. Hudson Valley Development LLC, applicant and owner. This is the Lola space, Scott?
Correct. And full disclosure, the applicant contacted the mayor's office during COVID and went ahead and at risk installed this pergola. They're in a very difficult position. They opened up right as COVID hit. They staffed up. They want to keep their staff, and installed the pergola. The planning board last Monday night granted approval for 1 year for the pergola to exist, and we're hoping that the Heritage Area Commission will grant approval to give the applicant to get through this, and hopefully a year from now, COVID will not be an issue for us.
So just to be clear, we're only an advisory agency on this. So this will go to the HLPC for actual approval, Sue? Is that right?
I'm trying to think if this one goes. Yes.
It does. Yep.
Yes.
Any questions for Scott about the pergola? Anybody have an issue with it?
I think it looks awesome.
I think it looks good too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you hear a motion?
I just have a quick question, Scott, and I mean, and it's probably addressed when it rains, the drainage goes into the landscaping, the planters that you have installed there along the perimeter.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're thinking that 3-4 weeks from now, we're gonna have to remove a couple of those removable Lexan panels, as we contemplate heavy snow loads.
Yeah. Okay.
But I was there tonight, and I can't take credit for the design. It was one of Charlie's partners who came up with the concept for it. But I was pleasantly surprised when I saw it installed. It just sort of kind of disappears and blends in with the landscape, and it's definitely made a big difference for them because they've been able to keep all their staff through all of this, which is really important to them.
Any other questions of Scott? Any comments? Do I hear a motion to declare this a type 2 action under seeker?
Dean Barnes, so moved.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Michael Del Priore seconds. Any discussion of declaring this a type 2 action under seeker? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland,
Aye.
Michael Del Priore,
aye,
Dean Barnes,
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Next, do I hear a motion to approve the installation of the temporary pergola structure for outdoor dining at 243 Fair Street, also known as 38 Main Street? I make the motion. I'm Hayes Clement. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Michael Del Priore seconds. Motion on the floor. Any further debate? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland,
Aye.
Michael Del Priore,
Aye,
Dean Barnes,
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Excuse me, guys. Who made the seeker motion on that?
Dean Barnes.
Dean
Thank
and
you.
Michael seconded.
Thank you.
Next item of business is 20 Crane Street. Proposal for a new roof and the repainting of facade. Siding to be repainted in Sherwin-Williams 7615 Sea Serpent, trim in 7007 bright white, shutters in 6258 black, front and back doors in 6683B. New roof to be Owens Corning architectural shingles in onyx black. Edward Baxter and Keith Laffin, applicants. Keith, are you guys on? I see you.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Can you just walk us through what you're proposing?
Yeah,
I think you're muted.
oh,
No, you-
are we still?
Not muted.
Okay.
Can we hear it now?
Yeah.
Okay, hi, I'm Ed Baxter and Keith Laffin. And we'd like to paint the house in the colors that we have submitted in the application. They're historic colors from Sherwin-Williams. Right now, the home hasn't been painted in quite a while. Paint is peeling. It's sort of a horrible orange color. It just looks really terrible. So we'd like to kind of bring it up and bring it to a little more upgraded look, you might say, something clean and nice, and hopefully become the pearl of the Crane Street.
So it's kind of, it's the exact color scheme as Don Tollerman's house on Fair Street, or just slightly different?
It's slightly different. That was the one house that we came across, and we seen that looked very similar to what we'd like to do. So we took a picture and added that because it's hard to visualize maybe what we're looking to do.
Gotcha. So the Sea Serpent is the shingle color.
Yeah, the Sea Serpent is the dark bluish gray.
Yeah,
Yes,
and the
darker color.
the B,
white
the yellow
trim.
color is just for the door.
Yeah, the accent for the door.
Gotcha. Any questions?
I love it. No question, just comment. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We've had so many neighbors come by and say, "Oh my God, you guys are cleaning up the place. It's great."
It does look good. Do I hear a motion to declare this a type 2 action under seeker?
Motion by
Dean
Bonnie.
Barnes,
Do I hear a second?
second by Dean Barnes.
Second by Dean. That motion's on the floor. Hearing no further debate on that, I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland,
Aye.
Michael Del Priore,
aye,
Dean Barnes,
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Next, do I hear a motion to approve the color scheme as proposed for 20 Crane Street?
Dean Barnes, so moved.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Michael Del Priore seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote enthusiastically aye. Bonnie Howland,
Enthusiastically aye as well.
Michael Del Priore,
Another enthusiastic aye.
Dean Barnes?
you.
Aye.
Dean Barnes, you voted aye.
Yes.
Kevin McAvoy.
Yeah, we'll make it unanimous, enthusiastic.
Thank you,
Aye.
guys. Looks great.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Next order of business is 200 Fair Street. We have some new amendments to a recent approval, installation of 2 new canopies above the entrances on Fair Street and Main Street, and new railings. Fair Maiden LLC applicant and owner. Andrew, are you here?
It's Ian with Wright Architects.
Okay. If you could just sort of tell us what this involves.
Right. So our intent with this application is to further improve the building visually and functionally by installing the canopies and then do the railing in the area of the entrance from Maiden Lane. I don't know if you saw, but we just painted the building. So
Looks great. Yeah.
So we think that installing the canopies and the railing will improve the visuals of the area even more. So as you may know, the building is on corner of Maiden Lane and Fair Street.
Yeah.
And its architectural style is a Second Empire architecture. That's where that's what inspired us to choose those type of canopies with the curved brackets.
Yeah.
And also the earliest image we found of the building is a lithograph which shows the curved brackets. So we just took those elements and we put them in a ratio that will work for each entrance.
So your new canopies are just going to go over the 2 doors. They're not going to be around the whole building like in that lithograph, right?
Yes, sir. No, just above the 2 doors.
Okay.
So it can serve as functionally to shelter the tenants as they enter, and visually we just copied the curved brackets.
I think it looks very nice.
Yeah.
How is someone going to fabricate the brackets themselves, or there's like a standard one you can buy?
No. We're gonna custom make each canopy. So we're gonna have we work with some mill workers, so we have to price that out, and we're gonna do them custom.
Okay. Any other questions? Anyone have an issue with this? Do I hear a motion to declare this a type 2 action under seeker?
So moved, Dean Barnes.
Do I hear a second?
Second, Bonnie Howland.
Any discussion of declaring this a type 2 action under seeker? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland.
Aye.
Michael Del Priore.
Aye.
Dean Barnes.
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Next, do I hear a motion to approve the proposal to add the two bracketed canopies above the entrances of 200 Fair Street, one at Fair Street, one at Main Street, as presented?
Motion?
Motion by Michael, second by Kevin.
No,
Either
Kevin.
way.
Hayes.
Motion by Kevin, second by
Second.
Michael. Okay. There's a motion on the floor. Any further debate? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland.
Aye.
Michael Del Priore.
Aye.
Dean Barnes.
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
You too. Going back to the piece of business we skipped, 52 Main Street, the new signage proposal. Arthur Hinden, have you joined us?
Hello, yes.
Okay, we're ready for you. If you could just sort of tell us what your proposal is.
I'd like to put up a sign. There's an existing post there now where Allstate has a sign prior to that, there was a sign for somebody else that was in the space that I'm in.
So the new sign is same size?
It's going to be same size as the sign of Allstate.
Same
And
height?
and the size of the sign that was there prior.
Okay, and not illuminated?
No, it's on 2 posts that are in the grass there, and it's not illuminated, and it's a 2-sided sign.
Okay, so same positioning, everything the same, just a new name of a business.
Right.
Sue, does the staff have any issue with this?
No, none at all.
Do I hear a motion to declare this a type 2 action under seeker?
Dean Barnes, so moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second, Bonnie Howland.
Do I hear any further discussion of declaring this a type 2 action? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote on that motion. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland,
Aye.
Michael Del Priore,
Aye.
Dean Barnes,
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Do I hear a further motion to approve the new signage to replace signage in kind at 52 Main Street as presented?
So moved, Bonnie.
Motion.
So moved, Bonnie. Kevin, can I have you do the second?
Second.
Okay, duly made motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland,
Aye.
Michael Del Priore,
Aye.
Dean Barnes,
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Arthur, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
There, can't see you, Julie.
Next item of business is discussion and comment to the New York State Department of State Coastal Consistency Unit on the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers proposal to reauthorize nationwide permits under a newly proposed 2020 program replacing the 2017 permits. Can you walk us through that, Sue?
Yes, I don't know if everyone's had an opportunity. I wrote and emailed around a memorandum this morning just to kind of familiarize you with what the request is a little bit. If I didn't know if you're familiar with what nationwide permits are, so I gave a little bit of a background on what they are. They're federally issued permits by the Army Corps of Engineers. They were from 1987 or 77 when they started, and they have been updated accordingly throughout the years. And we are presently looking at another proposal to update the listing from 2017. I spent a little bit of time going through it. There are 52 permits. Some of them are no changes proposed to be made whatsoever. You'll note that there are 2 permit numbers that are not there. 26, I believe, 26 and 47. They were not reissued. In one case, they were just rewritten as other permits and expanded, and one was just revoked. So the new permits are actually the older permits. I looked at the changes, and there was one comment on a lot of them that I questioned, and it mentioned that the removal of 300 linear foot limit for losses of stream bed in several of the nationwide permits. So I couldn't quite figure out why. I saw that there was a common denominator, and that was the area was increased to 1/2 acre. So I did reach out to Rebecca Ferris at DOS, and we had a really good discussion. And she indicated to me that DOS has a very specific concern about that. And she felt that it's going to establish new thresholds that are excessive, they believe, for certain projects. I thought the same thing, actually. Instead of, just 300 feet, if you have an area of half an acre, it's a lot more than 300 linear feet can be. So the impact on the smaller, and I'm thinking about Kingston, the community of Kingston. I'm thinking about where this would be in effect, the Rondo Creek, the Supus Creek, the Hudson River. 300 linear feet is fairly significant length. And I'd like to leave it at that. So my recommendation would be to object to that change where it's noted in those various permits. The other point that I wanted to make that I think we should just comment on as well, and I'll leave it up to the commission to make the decision. I looked at all of the new nationwide permits, and there are 5 in total that are being proposed. And I looked at the reasoning for them and what the change specifically meant. I don't necessarily have any issue with them. However, Rebecca and I spoke about that as well. And the difference, they are going to be objecting. The Department of State believes that at this point, they're going to be objecting to those. And they will most likely go into effect on a federal level, but they want to see how they work out at a state level. So they still want the ability at the state level under the Coastal Zone Management Program to review them. And then when the next round of changes to nationwide permits comes through, and that's a maximum of 5 years from now, that they might look at it again and reevaluate their determination of consistency and may accept them at that point. I feel that that's an appropriate, very cautious way to approach it, but I think, I would support the state in that decision, and I would leave it up to the commission on what you think about that.
Kevin, you have
Yeah, I tend to support DOS. If they're going to object, I think we should support them.
Right. I think it's a reasonable, point of view that they're taking. And as I said, the permits at a max, they will have to be reviewed in 5 years. That's mandatory.
Yeah.
But they could be reviewed in 2 years. They could be reviewed in 3 years. And this is a perfect example because we're looking at updating the 2017 permits. So it's been 3 years. So when circumstances change, the Army Corps of Engineers looks at things and makes adjustments and has to circulate it around as they see fit. So that's where we are at.
So is there already a standing duration of 5 years? Am I to understand that? And they're just coming at it early? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
It's mandatory to be reviewed in 5 years, but the Army Corps can review them at an earlier date if they feel that there is a need.
Got it. Okay.
Is number 48 mentioned in this being changed? Looking at something I downloaded from the Army Corps where it references the subaquatic vegetation, which would come into play with the LWRP. And that might also be a source of good. That would definitely be a DOS
The change for number 48 is the change
permit number 48
to mariculture, and they removed the pre-construction notification requirements. They removed the prohibition against new commercial shellfish, mariculture activities directly affecting more.
Right.
I didn't see them as any implication to the city of Kingston. And again, I'm looking at this from the city of Kingston's point of view, not from a statewide level.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from an LWRP perspective. I think that's one of the policies is, the SAB beds, or what's left of the SAB beds off of Kingston, and specifically Kingston Point and the Hutton Brickyard. Did they include that as one of the ones they were objecting to, or are they okay with this?
They are going to be objecting to this one as well. I didn't get
Oh,
into
okay. So,
the
right,
reasoning.
okay. So if we follow what they're doing, we're good on 48 then. Okay.
Correct.
That's what I was asking. Okay. So we're gonna, we should follow what DOS is doing then. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Do you need some kind of motion, Sue, or just,
Yes.
do you have something in mind?
You can make it simple and just recommend, I can write it up, but recommend, as we discussed this evening, with the state's objection to that one statement of the 300 linear feet, and I'll expand on that. And then also the objection to that additional board policy 48 and all of the new board policy. I'm sorry. I'm used to
How about
planning.
this?
Nationwide permit 48, number 48, and then the objection to the new nationwide permits as being proposed for the time being.
How about I'll make a motion that we authorize Sue to join with the New York State Department of State in opposing in their opposition to the NWPs as proposed.
Mm-hmm.
Do I hear a second?
Second, Dean Barnes.
Any further discussion of that? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland,
Aye.
Michael Del Priore,
Aye.
Dean Barnes,
Aye.
Kevin McAvoy.
Aye.
Okay.
Anything else, Sue?
Yes, we were going to ask the commission about the scheduling of meetings. As the last item, we had our joint meeting last month when both commissions were going to be meeting back-to-back evenings. And Julie and I both felt that it worked out very well. I didn't get any negative feedback from any of the applicants or any commission members from either commission. So I'm presuming everybody was very comfortable with that format. We have another situation that just the same coming up with the December and the end of November meeting. So we'd like to do the same thing and create the joint meeting. I figure it being around the holidays, one less evening meeting for people might be something you would look forward to. I know I do, and applicants probably would also appreciate it. So we would be asking for that particular meeting, and then we are getting ready now to put together the meeting schedules for the calendar year 2021. And we would like, Julie and I would like the ability to join the meetings when the similar situation arises in next year's calendar. So we can put them out in advance, and then applicants will know, and we don't have to go through the rigmarole of the explanation. They're already out there, they're posted, and whatnot. And this same, we're going to be asking HLPC next week, same issue.
I concur. Everybody else in agreement with that?
Yes.
Mhm.
I concur as well.
Did
Yes.
anybody have any comment about last month's meeting? I know, Dean, you weren't there. Or no, who wasn't there? Michael, maybe? I forgot. Anyway, but does anybody have any comment about the way that went? Any concerns? Anything you think we can do to improve it?
I thought it was fine, and it's a great help to the applicants, and that it gets it all done with in one session.
Okay.
Agreed. I feel like the hardest part sometimes is just deciding as we look at each other who's going to make the motion and who's going to say aye, who's going to second it. But aside from that, because there's so much going on, and I'm kind of looking to see who's unmuting first to hold off before I jump while somebody else jumps. But aside from that, I feel like it went smoothly, albeit silly at moments, which is always fine, but I think it went smoothly.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay, that's all that we had. So then we don't need a motion or anything. We'll just take it as a consensus and we'll move on that. And so we'll join the meeting for the Decembers, and then we will, at that point, hopefully have the new schedule that we can share with everybody at the same time.
Okay. Anything else? Anything anybody wants to bring up? I know, Sue, that you need new applications from all of us. I know I owe you one. If anybody else owes one, we need to get those done.
I'm
Yes.
just having a really hard time. The hours to get to City Hall or to get signed, I'm commuting every day, and it's I'm gonna try to do a work from home day next week where I can sneak away. But although theater has been delayed, film and TV is picking up. That's all of a sudden changing what our agency is doing. So it's hard to get there. You said between 10 and 2. That's weird. It's hard hours.
All right, if you, Bonnie, if you find a time that is going to be difficult for you or a day and you're home and you still can't make it, give me a call or Julie a call. I'm usually in the office every day.
Okay.
I will be taking quite a bit of time off in the next couple of months, but if I'm going to be here and it's outside of those hours, I will try and make arrangements to have either the book in my office or make sure that office is open so that we can get you done and taken care of.
I'm hoping
Well,
next
that's
week.
to sign the oath, right?
Yeah, I have to sign.
We can't docu-sign the oath?
They don't have that, I asked.
Who needs
I
to sign
already
the
did
oath,
it.
though?
It wasn't a
We're all
big deal.
reapplying, but it doesn't mean we all have to take the oath again right away.
You do have to sign it, but I think given the circumstances, we have to be flexible. I mean, we have to understand that people have their other jobs and we're limited hours, so it is more difficult. So we'll work with you. I'm not really totally concerned about that. We don't have anything of real magnitude at this point. So we'll just continue on as we are, and we'll get it done.
Anything else?
Can we just back up to the combined meeting? Are we gonna pick a date tonight?
Yeah, we should. We were thinking,
Yeah.
I think, right, Julie, we were thinking, what, the 3rd or it was the
Third.
Thursday night. It would be the Thursday night. It would be the HLPC's normal meeting.
So December 3rd, Thursday, it would start at 6:30?
Yes.
That's easy.
Looks good to me right now.
Great.
Okay. Very good.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion by Bonnie.
Second by Hayes. I'm Hayes Clement. I vote aye. Bonnie Howland,
Aye.
Michael Del Priore,
Aye.
Dean Barnes,
Aye.
Evan McAvoy.
Aye.
We are adjourned. See you next
Thank you,
month. See you
everybody.
December 3rd, right?